Horizon. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Welcome, lads, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new video here on our Forza Horizon 5 YouTube channel. Listen to this. Oh, that's nice. This here is the 2008 BMW M3 E92. And today, this is going to be the focus point for our video. We're going to customize this car. We're going to celebrate this car. And we're also going to be making two builds. As always, we're going to be making a racing build and a drift build. We might dabble with an off-road build, but I'm not too sure about that right now. But in this moment, I'm appreciating the sound of this gorgeous engine. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to downshift. You guys know I love to do this by now. I said it like we've got a big following. Of course, this channel is brand new, so subscribe and like the video if you are new here. But here we go. We're going to get on this runway and then we're just going to downshift and hammer it down. I need to listen to it. Here we go. Yeah, that's real nice. We like that. All right, so let's take it to this festival here. And what we're going to do is we're going to dive in. I think the first build we're going to make might be for top speed. Although, one thing I want to set out of the gate is that I do not want to convert this to all-wheel drive. I want to keep it in its natural drivetrain for sure. All right, so first things first, let's look at the visual modifications. We do have a Liberty Walk kit as always with this E92 M3 and it looks absolutely stunning. I think I am going to have to apply this. But first, let's look at the body mods available if you decide not to go with the kit. And as you can imagine, pretty standard. They're just the kind of generic wings, the generic front splitter for the bumpers. We do have a massive new Big Country Lab spoiler. We can also apply the Liberty Walk body kit spoiler without actually needing the body kit, which is quite nice. And of course, we have the standard Forza wing. I think naturally we're going to go with the Liberty Walk kit here. We might add the spoiler. Let's have a look real quick. You know what? I'm actually going to go for the Forza spoiler because I think I actually have a little idea for this car. Engine swap wise, of course, we have the stock engine, which sounds incredible. We've got a 6.2 litre V8. We've got a 5 litre V10. We have a racing 3 litre straight 6 turbo again. So this is clearly the 2JZ. We meet again. Every video we've done so far, this engine has been available for us to use because our first video was on the Supra, which of course had it anyway. Our second video was on the Nissan Skyline R34, which could also take a 2JZ swap. And now we have this M3. And I don't know if I really want to do it for a third video. We're going to see what we decide to do there. But other than that, of course, we have also a 5.2 litre V10, which also I imagine sounds quite nice, but doesn't belong in this car whatsoever. I think for now, what I do want to see is just how much power we can get out of the stock powertrain. So let's take a look at the amount of power that we can actually get out of this thing. So let's max this all out, or let's listen to the different exhausts real quick. There's your standard one. Sport sounding very different there. And here's the race exhaust now. You know, out of all of those, my favorite is the stock one. But of course, we have slats on the race exhaust just because it has more power. Put up those twin turbos. We're looking good. And so when it's all said and done, what we are left with here when keeping the original engine is 867 horsepower with a performance rating of 892 with racing slicks fully maxed out on this E92 M3. Let's listen to it fully modified. Let's go. That's a pretty beastly M3. Okay, now I know I said this is a top speed build, and naturally what you would expect is that I'd do an engine swap. Now, in terms of the max power from these engine swaps, I'm pretty convinced that the best we're going to get out of it comes from this racing 3 litre straight 6 turbo, which is of course the 2JZ that we mentioned earlier. Now, because in my last video on the Skyline, we actually already did a 2JZ swap in it and got it pretty much to 280 miles an hour with it, I'm pretty confident that if we just 2JZ swap this car, we're going to see similar results. So I'm starting to think with the top speed builds, I'm just going to leave the stock engine in it and max it out from now on. That is, of course, unless we are met with an engine that can offer a greater power output that can make a more interesting kind of styled video out of it. Out of sheer curiosity, I do want to see what power output we can get if we swap to a 6.2 litre V8. Not that I'm going to keep it, but just out of curiosity. Let's put a supercharger in it. I'm pretty sure when maxed out in another car, the 2JZ came out with about 1200 horsepower. So what does this have? This has 1000 flat when maxed out. Okay, that's quite interesting. Oh, a lot of bite to it. Sounds a bit like a Dodge Viper, but we're not going to install that setup. Instead, we're going to go into tuning. And you know what? I've just realized I have not done the speed test for the car when it's stock, but that's okay. We're just going to do it the other way around. We're actually going to take this spoiler off just so we have less downforce, which hopefully will generate more speed. Naturally, there is one design that I have to go for. I actually don't have it on my E46 M3 just because everyone else kind of slaps it on, but I think for some reason on this E92, I've very much warmed up to the Need for Speed Most Wanted OG design. design. I gotta say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I think I might take off the wide body. I'm not too sure, but I think this looks pretty sweet personally. So here we are on the highways of Mexico. We're gonna downshift to third, and then we're just gonna hammer it down and see what top speed we can get out of this M3. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that sounds good. We've got that transmission whine, yo. Let's go. That is a nice throwback right there. Listen to it. Interior wise, we can hear the whine even more now. We're topping out at 221 right now. Can we actually change the ratios a bit more here? It's actually profound how much more speed you can get when taking off the spoiler. When we had the spoiler on, it was limiting itself to about 220. Now we're looking at the ratios. We can get actually way more out of it with the spoiler removed. So about 3.55 is our new sweet spot right now. Let's go for it. We got more beans. I want to see it maxed out. I want to see it maxed out. I think with the spoiler and the downforce though, this could be a real track monster, honestly. All right, over this little crest here, I think what we can do when we go down the end of the hill, we might be able to max this out, maybe see 240 plus here. So let's go for it. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. Give me the 240. Give me the 240. Come on, come on. Yes, there we go. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Oh, man. Well, 240 miles an hour from the stock engine. I will take that. You could probably get more out of it if you wanted to go ahead and... Oh, this is already quite a nice drift build. But yeah, you could probably get more out of it if you actually heighten the suspension. Maybe removing the body kit might give us more top speed. I don't feel like it does normally, but theoretically it should, right? But we've done most of the work and we're looking around the 240 mile an hour mark for this car, which is actually really quite nice. But now I want to compare that to the engine when it is bone stock. Yeah, I think the non-wide body version is definitely what it's made for. This looks very fresh right now. Looking at the interior, this is actually a really nice looking car, man, honestly. I'm normally an E46 guy myself. The reason why this video isn't for the E46 M3 is just because I feel like a lot of people have probably already made that video. Don't get me wrong, I will do it myself at some point, but I feel like the E92 somewhat underrated. So I feel like covering this car first actually makes sense. But here we go. We have a nice looking M-powered V8 there. So now the car is completely bone stock. We are keeping the livery on just because it looks really nice. Getting into the car, let's turn on the ignition real quick. Sounds absolutely gorgeous, honestly. You guys can tell that I really like the sounds in this game. All right, let's see what we can get out of this car when it's completely stock. Let's go. Oh, I love the noise when you change gear with this car. It just sounds... Here we go. Listen. Creeping up to 140 now. Let's go. Honestly, I love how every motorway in Horizon history just becomes the Autobahn. 173, changing to 6th. I think we can get this car to maybe 185 if we're lucky. Still climbing here, going 178 miles an hour. Let's go. 180 now. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, 185, 185, 185. Come on. Come on. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. Let's brake and not go off this time. Okay. Oh, no, there's a jump. We have to do it. We have to do it. Too fast, too furious in this. Oh, damn. A huge stop at the end of that. Okay, well, now I think it's about time that we made a drift build out of this thing. All right, tires. Let's put them on the drift tire compound. Let's reduce the width of them just a little bit. Slap on that drift suspension. Oh, that camber is aggressive. Slapped on a drift diff. We're going to change it back down to 6-speed transmission. And I think from there, we should be good. So here we have our M3 drift build. Let's see what it can do. We're going to crank up the speed right now. We're going to attack this corner right here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, here we go. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Yes, there we go. There is something missing. I feel it might be a lack of power. I'm so used to drifting 1200 horsepower monsters. So having about 800 horsepower in a drift build actually feels a little weak. But I reckon with some more dedicated tuning, we could probably get something more monstrous out of this thing. But maybe it's time for the ultimate test. We've already known what we've done with the Skyline in our last video when it came to drift builds. We went to this drift mountain right here, and what we did is we posted a score of 1,075,000 points. The question is, can this E92 M3 beat it? It's the same driver, just a different car. So if we can beat it, it might be a case that we actually have a better drift machine in this car than we did in our 2JZ powered Skyline. So we're going to do this one attempt, one take. We're going to see what happens. Here we go now. Woo! Let's go! Oh, yeah. It actually feels a lot nicer than I thought it would. At least having about 890 horsepower gives me more time to actually think about what I'm doing. We are not getting the angles that I would want out of this. I'm not going to lie here. We get a few nice drifts like this one, but the second it comes down to wanting to lay down power, If I had a 2JZ, this would be a lot easier. I will say the weight of this car feels really nice. Like the distribution and the way it feels when it actually does commit to a slide, it feels really nice to handle. But I can already tell at that halfway point that we just passed in the Skyline, we had over 500,000. In this car, we just simply do not. Chain it, chain it, chain it, chain it, chain it. Yes. Looking beautiful right now. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Hold it together, hold it together, hold it together. Look at this chain. Oh, my good Lord. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Hold the handbrake, hold the handbrake. Pop it in, pop it in. There you go. Oh, this is gorgeous. This feels great to drive. I actually do think if we did put a 2JZ in this car, we might be able to actually beat this score. But we are coming close to the end now, and I don't think it's going to happen with this build right now. Oh, but it sounds just so good in this car. Listen to that. Oh, it just cooperates as well. You can throw it at any angle and it will just work for you. 928,000, not the 1,075,000 that we were hoping for. But you know what? It put up a good fight. It really did. I think what we are going to do now, believe it or not, I think I do want to break my rule just to experiment with this car. Slap in that 2JZ, max it out. Should be looking at about 1,200 horsepower here. And there it is, 1,270. Alrighty then. This should be interesting. All right, same rules. One take, one attempt. We're gonna see if we can do it in this 2JZ powered E92 M3. In fact, if anyone's watched the Netflix series Hyperdrive, I'm pretty sure there was someone there who actually used a 2JZ powered E92. This one is for that, gentlemen. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. There is something about the chassis of this car that just makes it obedient. Even in rear-wheel drive, with a 1,200 horsepower 2JZ in it, it will just cooperate. This is actually insane right now. We have created a true drift monster. Look at it. Oh, max RPM in 6. It is cooperating this whole way through this drift right now. Now, remember, 500,000 was the halfway point that we had in the Skyline build. And it's looking like so far we are actually beating out our Skyline build in this E92 right now. It's beautiful. It actually is beautiful. We've created a beautiful machine right now. Somehow our drift chain ended for some reason, score-wise. But look at this. What? Look at all this smoke. It's looking like this is going to be an easy win, guys. Beautifully balanced, beautifully controlled. The weight distribution on this car just feels right. And as a result, we have just beaten our Skyline build. We have broken 1.1 million points here on this drift. There we go, on the grass during the finisher. And there we go, a new personal best. This car is absolutely unbelievable. And the sound of this engine really never gets old. I mean, just listen to it. Unbelievable, honestly. Oh my God. So what we're going to do now is we have restored the car to its original engine just because we love the sound. And I don't want to make every video a 2JZ swap. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do a street scene race. As always, we like to finish our video with a race test, particularly with drift build cars, because drifting and sliding around in a race is always a lot of fun, especially with highly skilled AI as our opponents for the race. It just makes it tense and interesting and just super freaking exciting. So let's dive into that race right now. All right, let's do this. I am pumped. I am ready. And hopefully for the first time, we can actually win a race in a drift build car with our first attempt. Oh, it looks gorgeous in the nighttime. Let's do it. The first thing I see up ahead is a tunnel, and I cannot wait to hear this thing purr through it. Oh yeah, very, very nice. I mean, a lot of other cars drowning it out. Oh my God. I'm having to be very easy on the throttle again, as always. As you guys know, I don't run traction control, so things like this happen all the time. Just be calm. Just be delicate. It's not that hard. All right, lay down the power. Let's go. Let's go. Shifting into fifth right now, thundering down these Mexican streets. We're up against all sorts here, though. We're up against Jaguars, TVRs, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Meanwhile, I've got a drift build E92. Tell me how that's fair. But so far, we are gaining, and so far, it's a very clean race, which is quite nice, actually. Oh, it's this McLaren on the outside. A bit of power coming out the rear end there. Come on, come on, come on. This is where we can show all 800 horses here. Oh, we do actually have one drift car with us right now. We have the Formula Drift pickup truck over there. Of course, it's a Nissan GTR up front. What else would it be? That might have to be our next customization video. Got him, we got him, we got him on the inside. Let's go. See you later, boy. Come on now, come on. Here we go. Yes. Beautiful. Very surprisingly clean. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, not having 1,200 horsepower in it kind of makes it relatively easier to control. Still not easy by any means, but we actually beat the race on our first attempt. How about that? Well, this car can do it all. It's a good track beast. It's a brilliant drift beast, especially with the 2JZ swap. And so here we have a very nice looking, very all-rounded, worth the investment kind of car. So this video has, oh, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Silver leathery boot. They ain't silver, bro. So there we have the BMW M3 E92 here in Forza Horizon 5. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. It helps the algorithm boost this channel to new viewers. This is a brand new channel, so I do hope it does take off because I love this game and I kind of love making content for it. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching it. But yeah, share that with the likes and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in my next video. Cheers.